Welcome back. In the previous part, we learnt how to use the Magatama in order to unlock Cyclocks. It was quite interesting. And then we returned to the detention center, and it seems Maya has been, probably accidentally, channeling Mia, which is nice to see her. After all we're going through right now, it is definitely good to see her, but let's give it a little talk here, so not guilty. You think Maya's not guilty? How can you be so sure? I know she is. And I'll give you a hint as to why. Yes? Mediums can't have dreams. They can't? From what you told me, it sounds like Maya was having a dream while channeling. Yeah, she said she dreamt she had died and had been buried in the ground. But that is impossible. You've heard it from her, I'm sure. When a medium channels, her own spirit disappears, which means that it's impossible for her to dream during that time. Then, what does this mean? I think it's safe to bet that Maya was set up. A setup? It's up to you to blow the lid on this case tomorrow and show how she was set up. Evidence, question mark? How am I supposed to prove her innocence when I have nothing to go on? You have a lot to go on. Assuming I'm on the right lines, you know. You're looking for a clue, it's already in your hands. It is? In my hands, is it that? It's gotta be the key, surely. Maybe that green jewel? I don't know, Just as it sounds, Phoenix, you already hold the key. Well, there we go. You already hold the key. Really? Come on, show me the key to this case. The key, huh? Alright, I'll show it to her. The key I hold. It's like literally the key, isn't it? It's literally gonna be the key. Mia, have you seen this key before? Ah, the key. It's literally the key to understanding everything that's happened in this case. This key. Phoenix, listen. Right now, that key is sitting in your hand. However, it shouldn't be. It contradicts the facts. What does she mean? I'm certain this key will be the piece of evidence that makes your case tomorrow. You already know everything you need to know. You know what the key to this case is, and that is enough. But, how can I win tomorrow without knowing who the real murderer is? Who could have... I didn't know it at the time. This day was going to end with a turn for the surprising. Oh. Hello. Mia? What? What's wrong? That's right, only I can see the Cyclocks. Which means... Mia must know something about the real murderer. But for this to be something that she would hide under lock and key from even me... What in the world is going on? I was going to say I won't have the evidence, will I? To be continued, because there'll be nothing I can bring up that will unlock that. No, we'll just continue. Go. June 21st, 9:48 a.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby. Number 3. What? Prosecutor Von Karma? You mean... No, I heard it's a successor this time. Successor? Manfred Von Karma was a really sinister man. He pulled all sorts of nasty tricks, also he could win. He was a man obsessed with the word perfection. He had a perfect record for 40 long years. Who knows what sort of dirty tricks he used to get each of those guilty verdicts. And now his successor, what kind of person they will turn out to be. It's no good. Mystic Maya. Hurley! You showed up. Thanks for coming all this way. I was really worried about you. Hey, where's your mother? Didn't you two come together? Mother is watching over the trainees. He said they have training for 2 days straight with no breaks. Huh? Then came all by yourself? Yep. I snuck out on the manor and followed a map. Don't tell me you walked all the way here. Of course not. I ran. I can't... Oh my. Takes 2 hours by train. Oh man. Ernie, what about the train? Huh? What's a train? I give up. It's time, isn't it? I'm really scared. What if Von Karma tries to do something to me? At least I know Mr. Edgeworth would be nicer to me than Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth? Who is that? He's Nick's rival. Well, he's also a friend. Objection! I still remember him as though I'd seen him only yesterday. Objection! Every trial was a scorchingly fierce battle until the very end. Objection! Objection! It was always back and forth with them. But when you're rivals for life... Maya, please don't mention that name ever again. Huh? Well, why, Nick? I'm... Sorry, Maya, I forgot you don't know. He's gone and he's not coming back. What? Yeah, we'll see about that. Wait a second. What's that supposed to mean? Court will commence shortly. Please proceed into the courtroom. Let's go. Now's not the time to talk about that anyway. Nick? June 21st, 10 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 2. Oh, yes, courtroom number 2 is a fancier one. Oh. Court is now in session for the trial of Mayor Fay. Are the prosecution and the defense prepared? Oh dear. What is with this kid? Mr. Wright, are you prepared? Huh? Yes, Your Honor. Why does he always have to seem mad at me? Mr. Phoenix Wright. You must be a little shocked because I am a woman, correct? Hold on. So she's the one? She's the famed successor to Prosecutor Von Karma? I am Franziska Von Karma, the protege. I see. I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. Revenge. Why do you have a whip? Revenge? Is this about her father, Manfred Von Karma? If it's something of a personal nature, I'm sure you can... Hello? I'm talking. If you interrupt again, my whip will do the speaking for me. Please speak with your mouth like a normal person. I beg of you. Make no mistake, I will defeat you. Prepare to go down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Prosecutor Von Karma, your opening statement, please. Those of Von Karma blood have only one fate, and that is perfection. The defendant, Maya Fey, will find no escape from her guilt on my watch. Very well. What is the defense's position? Your Honor, does the defense wish to enter a plea of no guilty? Yeah, no guilty. Not guilty? Yes. Foolish fool who foolishly dreams of foolish dreams. 10 minutes. I give the defense 10 minutes before it changes its plea. That's right. I'll have you running for the justified self-defense plea in no time. Justified self-defense. Plea usually reserved for when a person unintentionally kills in defense of themselves. Could very easily make a solid case that it was self-defense, but... The defense stands by the plea of not guilty, Your Honor. Because to plead justified self-defense is to say you did kill someone. How foolish. If that's how you want to play it, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I shall now call the first witness. He's just as scary as her father. Like father, like daughter, I suppose. Witness, your name and occupation? Yes, sir. My name is Dick Gumshoe. I'm a detective at the local precinct. Get to the point already. explain to the court the details of this murder. Yes, sir. If everyone would please look at this map. The channeling chamber has no windows and the door was locked shut. At the time of the murder, only the victim and the defendant were in the room. As far as you know. What were they doing in there? They were channeling a spirit, sir. Channeling a spirit? It's quite the look of disbelief there, Your Honor. Anyway, a few minutes after the channeling started, gunshots were heard coming from inside the room, sir. A few of the witnesses broke the door down and rushed into the room. Ah, that's when they found the victim was already dead, correct? I believe this is one of the most open and shut cases I have ever presided over. Law plans added to the court record. How was the victim killed? I was about to get to that. Stop wasting my time, then. The direct cause of death was a pistol shot to the forehead, sir. The shot was fired from point-blank range. Before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. Well, the victim was stabbed before being shot. This is the victim's autopsy report, sir. Dr. Gray's autopsy report. After being stabbed in the chest, he was shot in the forehead at point blank. See, there's still that thing with the bullet hole in the, I keep saying room divider. Folding screen, was it? The court accepts into the evidence, Mr. Wright. You may question the witness. There we go. May have questions, yep. Cause of death. The direct cause of death was a pistol shot to the forehead, sir. The shot was fired from point-blank range. It's like... But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. Where's the knife in all this? That's the question I have. Where's the knife? Wait, have we got the knife in the evidence? I don't see the gun or the evidence. Like gun or the evidence, like gun or the knife in the evidence here. It's like I'd like to like inspect them and see about them, you know. So, nothing sounds out of place so far. I should try to learn more about the murder weapons for now. Yeah. So we'll press him on these things. Alright, the direct cause of death was a pistol shot to the forehead, sir. Do we get more information about this pistol? Murder weapon, Detective Gumshoe. Whose pistol was it? It was the victim's. The victim. Now, why would he have... Why would he have a pistol? Who cares? The point that you are missing is whose fingerprints are on that pistol. If you're not already paying attention to that, I suggest you start. Fingerprints? So fingerprints? Along with the victims. The defendant, Mayor Fays, were also on the grip, sir. Oh, well, it's clear cut then, isn't it? Oh! Then the defendant's fingerprints were left on the murder weapon. I walked right into her hands there. The shot was fired from point-blank range. Point-blank, huh? So how far away is that? It's anywhere between 12 to 20 inches away. How do you know he was shot at point-blank? Dusk, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I grow tired of this foolish foolery of the foolish fools of this foolish country. Excuse me? Gunpowder burn. Gunpowder burn. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Gunpowder exploding is what makes a bullet fire. And that gets real hot, pal. And there were definitely some gunpowder burns left on the victim's forehead. Oh, never knew that. Live and learn, I guess. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. Stabbed? And what was he stabbed with? A fruit knife. I see. And whose knife was it? It looks like it belongs to the Faye's, sir. And of course, Mayor Faye's fingerprints are all over it. All over it, huh? Oh, this does not look good. What will you do now, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Keep pressing it. The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. How severe was the wound? If it had been half an inch more to the right, it would have hit the victim's heart. After a stab like that, it's impossible to fight back, let alone stand. This testimony makes it sound like Maya had stabbed him with the intent to kill. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. Are you sure he was stabbed first, then shot? Yep, sure as sure can be. One look at the wounds and you'd come to the same conclusion too, pal. A fool is a fool who will only listen to the foolish opinions of other foolish fools. A pistol shot to the forehead at point blank is certainly enough to kill instantly. Does it matter then which was first? Think a little more before you open that big mouth of yours, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What a pain. That's enough. We've clearly established how the victim was murdered. I brought the two murder weapons with me today. Ah, thank you. Evidence, evidence. Very well. Court accepts them into evidence. Yes. Pistol added to the court record. Knife added to the court record. That's what I want. The date and time of death was June 19th at 3:15 p.m. Eyewitnesses claim to have heard 2 gunshots at this time. 2 murder weapons, both with the defendant's fingerprints on them, huh? This does seem like an open and shut case. Naturally. This is going from bad to worse. As if the summary just now wasn't oversimplifying things to the extreme. Your Honor, feel free to slam that little gavel of yours. After all, there is no room left for doubt, is there? That is quite true, Mr. Wright. Yes? Even in the face of all of this, do you still wish to plead not guilty? It's the opinion of this court that if you do not adjust your plea, you stand to lose. See, just as I promised, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You would change your plea in less than 10 minutes. What will you do, Mr. Wright? Will you change to justified self-defense? Because now would be the time to do so. This is your final chance. This is a huge decision. Better think this through all the way. Plead not guilty. Like, no, we're going for it. If we plead justified self-defense, we'd basically be confessing to murder. After the trial, Maya's life would be ruined, and she'd be labeled a murderer. Can't let that happen. Your Honor, have you reached a conclusion, Mr. Wright? The defense will not change its plea. It will accept nothing short of complete acquittal. You have sealed your fate, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Detective? Yes, sir? Present the final portion of your testimony. The final strike. Yes, sir. Now, see here, proceedings are run by... Oh, yes, of course. Go ahead, detective, and give your testimony. I think the court would like to hear about the other piece of incriminating evidence. Oh dear. Sorry, pal, but there's an even more incriminating piece of evidence. This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. As you can see, it's covered in blood. The defendant attacked and killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. I did notice a little hole in it. So this is the costume. Certainly is evidence of a back spray of blood on this. This piece directly links Maya Fey to the crime, sir. I see. Court accepts this into evidence. Maya's costume added to the court record. Alright, Mr. Wright, let's have a look at this. I'd like more details in it. I saw a little hole in it, which would imply that the shot went through this, and also this. That's what I take from that. Maya's fingerprints on both murder weapons and blood splatters on her clothes. Could this situation get any worse? What's wrong? You seem to be at a loss. I think this is the last piece of testimony the prosecution should have to offer. Feel free to sulk off with your tail between your legs, Mr. Wright. Please stop calling me by my full name, it's disturbing. Incriminating evidence. Okay. Sorry, pal, but there's any more incriminating piece of evidence. See, I don't think there's any reason to press on that because we already got the evidence, so... This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. Maybe. Maya's costume. Yeah, she was wearing this when we arrested her. Maya, she's wearing her channeling costume today, too. Is she not allowed to wear anything else? As you can see, it's covered in blood. There's blood on the costume. Lab results show that it's the victim's blood. Oh, there's no doubt there. There is blood from the victim on the defendant's clothes. Definitely not good. So, were there any other clues you could glean from this piece of evidence? Well... If you must change the topic, then the good detective here must testify again. But too bad, not enough time, let's move on. Yes, Miss Von Karma is perfectly correct. Now even the judge is on her side. If I bite off more than I can chew here, what should I do? Press further. Why is Miss Von Karma suddenly putting up resistance? There must be a reason as to why she suddenly threw out an objection like that. There must be something about this costume. See there, you can see like on the sleeve, on the right-hand sleeve from our point of view, left-hand sleeve if you were wearing it. There's a little hole. Like, I just have to look harder. Mr. Wright, Miss Von Karma's logic is perfect. No, it's not. There's no way for you to poke a hole in it. That's a hint, isn't it, right there? Looks like my time is up, so... About the costume. I like when the game tries to give you a little hint in the dialogue, the way it's worded, all that type of stuff. Just be like, the hole. It's telling you the hole. There's one little thing, one little hole in this story. Your Honor, actually, there is something very wrong with this piece of evidence. What? What are you talking about, pal? Triple dot. Where is this problem you're talking about? I've come this far, there's no turning back now. The problem I have with this piece of evidence is here. Take that! I asked the court to please take a look at the sleeve of this costume. The sleeve? There is a tiny hole there. A hole? That wasn't in the report. Hold on. Just around the hole, it smells faintly of gunpowder. Gunpowder? No one ever told me. A hole that smells of gunpowder. Looks like I found the hole I was looking for. Your Honor, the only logical conclusion you can make is that it must be a bullet hole. Oh, there's definitely a bullet hole. I mean, what else could it be? Oh! Order! It's a very grave matter. It's best we correct the court record first before anything else. Maya's costume updated in the court record. Sorry about that, I guess we messed up, sir. Is she actually... smiling? What else is she hiding? Hold yourself together, detective. That tiny hole doesn't change a thing. The strength of the evidence still holds. Continue with your testimony. That just now was a fluke, nothing more. Objection! How can you say something like that? This is a huge oversight. But I agree it is a mistake on the part of the police. What Prosecutor von Karma has said is true. The evidence still stands. If you do not find a definitive problem with the evidence, then... no way. Detective Gumshoe, please continue with your testimony. Yes, sir. The defendant attacked and killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. How do you know? He wasn't fighting back. How do you know if he was or wasn't? You could find no evidence that the victim put any sort of struggle pal. Unless he had the gun and was It seems more like Maya was fighting him off and he fired the gun, which then shot through the arm. So did the murderer have a fight with the victim or not? Depending on this, the circumstances around this murder changed drastically. We're in real trouble now. When he has something to prove that the victim did fight back. The hole again. But von Karma. She thinks she can decide the verdict with this testimony alone. If I find critical contradiction somehow, then I'll have her. Well, obviously going to use this actually as a a place to end this part. In the next part, what we'll do is we'll get to the final part of this testimony again and present the costume. Because I feel that hole is going to be significant in proving there was actually a struggle around the gun. And that's why it went, well, that's why there was 2 shots. Was it 2 shots? I think there was 2 shots, wasn't there? So it is like, yeah, we heard 2 gunshots. We've only talked about the one in the forehead. Where did the other shot go? I think we have an idea of what was going on there. There was clearly a fight. There was a struggle. But we'll see about that in the next part. Ta-ta for now.